What's up, people? Welcome to another edition of the New Breed Podcast, the world's best new metal podcast from two guys who were really there. I'm one half of your hosting duo, Jay Horsecow. With me, I have my partner in crime, the notorious TIM. Tim, how are we doing?
Great, man. Feeling great.
We're feeling good. We're a couple beers deep. So this episode, we are not talking about new metal. Well, explicitly, this episode, we're going to talk about the one music festival to rule them all that went down in a flaming crash of glory. We're going to talk about HELLFEST. Specifically, we're going to talk about HELLFEST 2004, the biggest and last time this fest was ever held. Tim and I are going to walk through the lineups day over day. We're going to talk about who were standouts. I was actually there. I was a teenage hardcore guy and lived to tell the tale. So we're going to swap some stories about that. So Tim, first question, did you ever go to any of the HELLFESTs?
No, I did not. And I'm very, very upset that I did not.
Why didn't you hit up the Jersey one? Because that's not too far from you.
So me and Adam were actually going to go to one of them. I forget which one it is. I have the DVD upstairs, and I should have brought it down.
Oh, the Syracuse 2001 or whatever. The
2001, yeah. Yep. We were actually going to go to that, but we had trouble finding a way to get there because at the time he had a car, but it was you didn't really trust it to get all the way up there.
Right. Because it's a good 6-hour drive. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to be stuck on the side of the fucking highway in no bumfuck New York somewhere. So yeah, we didn't.
Not good.
But
not good.
The DVDs are incredible. What's his name killed that shit? Who was it? Who was his name again?
High Roller Studios. So Doug
High Roller. Doug. Yeah, he killed that shit, man. And I know Sonny is doing a bunch of the stuff from that
this one 2004. Yeah.
On he has a bunch of shit going on. They look really good, man. He does a great job with them.
Yeah, well, apparently what happened was, and, considering how HELLFEST 2005 turned out, I don't think it's a surprise to anybody. They videotaped all of HELLFEST 2004, at least the two main stages, but they did not get anybody to release rights.
Yeah.
So they had nobody sign the rights over. So it basically languished, and then the company went out, and when High Roller Studios folded, Doug sent everything to Sonny from Hate 5-6 and said, hey, do with this what you will. Funny story, when I got to talk to interview Sonny once, and he talked about how when he put out the Dillinger Escape Plan set, the band actually contacted him because I asked him, you ever get any shit for releasing your videos? He said, that was the only one where I didn't get shit. They called me up and they were really concerned because they had no idea that footage existed. They thought it was gone. And here it is with the soundboard quality release.
You had him on your other show, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it just you that did that?
Yeah, it was just me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's how long did you talk to him for?
I mean, we talked for a good hour and 20. We recorded for a good hour, but we talked for an hour and 20 minutes. We were swapping hardcore stories and stuff.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, interesting. Really, 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 really smart guy.
So you guys talked about the tech side of everything.
Yeah, we talked about the tech side and how he maintains the ability to, because at this point he was doing. This was when he was doing Hate 5-6 off the side from a full-time job. So I was asking him, how do you maintain your prolific, your shows X amount of days a week, and you're releasing 1 to 2 new videos a day? How do you actually make this work? So it was more of a personal productivity thing, but of course we touched on hardcore because that's
why not?
To chat about. Yeah, easy
exactly.
to chat about. Okay, so Tim, you didn't go. And I didn't go to any of the Syracuse ones. I remember following the stories on Lambgoat where they had the one where the venue was shut down and they moved it. And I believe that happened twice.
Rexplex.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it ended up at the Rexplex in Elizabeth, New Jersey. So to describe this place to people, it was like a giant sports and recreation entertainment center. So there was indoor basketball courts, there were indoor soccer fields, there were rooms where there were pool tables, there was private party rooms, there was 2 floors, there was a basketball, 2 courts and a basketball gymnasium. So it was huge. It was huge. And the way it was set up was you walked in and there was the Hot Topic stage? What stage was right next to you? I think it was the Hot Topic stage was to your right, and that was on one of the basketball courts, the scene of the infamous Bad Luck 13 riot. And then there was a curtain hanging behind the bleachers, which was really kind of amusing. And then you went straight through to the back where there was 2 soccer fields. And the soccer field, they were indoor soccer fields. And it was the split stage where one band was playing, the other band was setting up, and they just rotated back and forth. And those were the 2 main stages. And then you went past the main stage, down this hallway to the dinosaur stage, which was in this tiny little room. Right. And I will swear when I'm moving through this, I swear some of the best bands I saw were on that stage. But
Doesn't
yeah,
surprise me.
it was set up and there was no audio bleed. The place was big enough that there was no audio bleed. And then in the middle, there was like the stand that sold like $6 slices of pizza and $3 bottles of fucking water, which was kind of funny because I looked at the price. How much do you think I paid, Tim, in 2004 for a 3-day pass?
75.
I think all total, it was like $90
Oh, okay. That's not
for
bad
3
at all,
days.
actually.
That's dirt cheap.
That's very dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap. It was $29.15 for each day.
That's not bad at all.
And I don't remember if I got bought it as a bulk or what, but yeah, it's I still got for those of you watching on YouTube. Here's the original flyer that they hit out. Oh, there we go.
There
This
you
was the
go.
original program. I've got all my I'll hold this up even though it's probably going to be shitty video, but I have the original lineups. I have all my wristbands. I have my ticket stubs. And funnily enough, I was telling Tim before we started, I have an old Microsoft Word printout of all the bands I wanted to see, what stage, what time, like, planning it out full nerd syndrome. So
he was on Excel 2002.
it literally was. Here's the funny thing. I don't know if it was Excel. I actually found the one I made for HELLFEST 2005 in my Google Drive. So it must have been a very early sheets or something. But yeah, I found all sorts of bands. I was like, man, never got to see Curl Up and Die. What a shame. What a shame. All right. So let's start with Friday. So funnily enough, Friday, I had a wedding to go to the weekend of this. And I thought the wedding was on Saturday when it was actually on Friday. So I got to the venue with little Bobby, who's been on the show before, and we went in, and it was pouring outside. And I actually left early. I caught like 4 or 5 bands, and I left early because I had to go to a wedding, but I was there all day Saturday and all day Sunday. So Tim, I guess we'll start with what stage do you want to start with? Do you want to start with the main stages, or do I just want to do the side stage? What do you think?
Let's start with Dinosaur stage.
All right. So the Dinosaur stage, opening the show at 12 o'clock p.m., New York's own Through the Discipline. Do you remember these guys, Tim?
I do. Yep.
Great. This album was great. Oh, I think this was Long Island metalcore, a little bit of tough guy influence.
Yeah, it was members of fuck. I can't remember, but it was it's always members of,
Right. Yeah, I don't remember. The lines were so bad I don't remember not getting in time. But yeah, so Through the Discipline opened. Next is a band I have no idea who they were. Walk the Line. Tim?
Don't remember.
It's gonna be a lot of don't remember on this episode because Jesus, I don't remember half these bands. Next
remember
up,
this is 17 years ago, so
this is true. And I'm 53 years old, so yeah. The next up is Oval Portrait.
I had no clue.
I tried Googling a bunch of this stuff. I couldn't find anything.
No clue.
Not find anything. And remember, this is that tiny room, small stage. After Oval Portrait, we had Starting to Wonder.
No clue.
Okay. But now we're going to get to stuff that you're going to recognize. Okay. So after Starting to Wonder, at 2:20 was the Calico System.
Oh, yeah. Calico System, or I always called him Calico. Yeah.
And what was it? It was like punky hardcore.
Yeah, it was like that first stage, like melodic metalcore stuff, like Evergreen Terrace kind of stuff. It's actually a really good record. You should go back and check that out.
All right, I definitely will. Next up at 2:55, 100 Demons.
If you don't know 100 Demons and you're a hardcore fan, get the fuck out of here.
Turn the episode off. Off. After 100 Demons was Ed Gein.
Oh,
do you remember Ed Gein?
Yes, Ed Gein is a Philly grindcore band. Not grindcore metalcore band.
Yeah, grindy metal. Yeah.
Yeah, they were members of Heidnik. Or no. No. I'm saying that wrong. Ed Gein is definitely a Philly band though. They were
Robotic Empire, right?
Robotic Empire. Yep. They toured with the Red Chord for that first album cycle. Yeah, great. That's a fucking great record.
Yeah, I got to go back. What was it? Jesus Goats and Diesel Eaters? I got to go back and listen to that one.
Great fucking record though.
After Ed Gein was Full Blown Chaos, New York's own, right?
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Ray.
They killed it back in the day.
Shout out to Ray, who's absolutely hysterical. After Full Blown Chaos, we had Nag Hammadi, which was a Jersey band. They were playing Lamb of God type-ish metalcore.
Okay.
After that, man, this just gets worse. The Dead Season?
I don't remember.
Okay, do you remember Saving Throw?
No.
Man, this is brutal. Time in Malta.
Yeah, that was another melodic hardcore band. I forget. I've heard that record a million times. I probably have that on CD upstairs. I have a
Uh,
book of CDs that's like this fucking big of this random shit. I got to pull out.
yeah, you should. You should. Closing out this stage, it's surprising considering that where this band ended up with Honor,
Great fucking band.
but amazing that they closed out the small stage, right? The tiny
Well,
back room stage.
Well, 2004, yeah, I could see that. But yeah, great band, great record. I forget what the record's called, but yeah, it's good. And
Yeah.
that's they were big back then. I think they're putting out new stuff recently or soon too, actually.
Okay. So that's the dinosaur stage, the back the back private party room where like the kindergarten kids had their parties. Now we've got the hot topic stage. This was the stage that was in the gymnasium. Opening this stage at 12 o'clock was a band Broke Neck.
No clue. Probably a
Nope.
local.
After that was Engineer.
Oh, Engineer, yeah. Great like spastic metalcore band, like in the vein of like kind of like Through the Eyes at a Dead and shit like that.
Another one you'll remember after Engineer, and I know I'm going to say this name wrong. Antarabe.
Yeah, Entarabe. Yeah, another metalcore band. If you remember that band Acme.
Yes.
Yeah, shit like that. More on the hardcore side though.
Got it. After that was Adelphi.
Adelphi. They were a if I remember correctly, like a pop punkish band, kind of maybe.
I don't know. And so we're 2 stages in. You can see there was a weird mix of bands. After Adelphi, Sycamore Dreams.
Yeah, another hardcore band from. They were from around here, I believe. Yep, I know Sycamore Dreams.
Okay. We got to find a way to get all this, find CDs of all this stuff and make a playlist. After Sycamore Dreams was Ensign.
Yeah.
New Jersey hardcore, right?
New Jersey hardcore, yep.
Yeah. Almost posse core type
like
stuff.
Like a 10-yard fight.
Yeah, that was gonna be my guess. After Ensign was Glass Eater. Do you remember Glass Eater? I remember the name. I don't remember the sound.
Glass Eater, members of Remembering Never, stuff like that. Florida band.
Okay. Hawthorne Heights.
Yeah, Ohio pop punk. They had that huge fucking song in 2005.
Victory Records, right? Weren't they?
Victory Records. Yeah. Ohio is for lovers.
Okay, there we go. Yep. Now we get to a band which is historically terribly underrated. Burnt by the Sun.
Oh yeah, Jersey, right?
Unbelievable. Yeah, what is that? Mike Olander from Endeavor. Yeah. Dave Whitty.
Yep, Whitty. Yeah, Whitty unbelievable drummer.
Unbelievable. After Burnt by the Sun,
they were on Relapse.
Yep. Yeah, they did a live album on Relapse from the Trocadero. Yep.
I seen someone call them new metal, and I was so annoyed. I'm like, where do you hear new metal and Burnt by the Sun? Where?
I don't.
I hear Coalesce. I don't hear no fucking new metal.
Yeah, Coalesce.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my face with that shit.
After Burnt by the Sun, a good personal fave of mine, Premonitions of War.
Oh yeah, right? Another Ohio band.
Another Ohio. What would you call that? It's like grindy.
Yeah, it's like that punishing metalcore stuff from like 2005, 4-ish. That's like Left in Kowloon. That record is fun.
That album is unreal.
Another victory band.
Everybody pause this episode. Go look up Left in Kowloon. We'll see you in 27 minutes.
It's fucking incredible.
After Premonitions of War, it gets kind of weird. I don't recognize some of these. Your Enemy's Friends?
Yeah, that was another band from I think that's another Florida band. Do you remember that band Zombie?
Yes.
Kind of like that kind of shit.
Got it. After Your Enemy's Friends was Day of Contempt.
Metalcore, yep.
All That Remains.
Come on, dude.
No, right. Today is the Day.
Hell yeah, if you don't know Today is the Day, come on, man.
Just uncomfortable music. And following Today's Day, who else could follow Today's Day but Pig Destroyer?
Yeah.
And this is like Prowler in the Yard era Pig Destroyer, so it's really abrasive.
Which is probably their best record, I think.
Book Burner by far.
I actually like the one that's had that new metal track sounding one on it. That's a great record.
Last one that just came out, Head Cage.
Yeah, that's a great record.
It wasn't bad. And then closing out this stage, Bigwig.
Oh, dude, one of the best hardcore punk bands ever.
Really?
One of the
I've
fucking
never heard
best
of 'em.
ever. So
Never heard of
fucking good. I'll send you their best record. It's so good. If you like, honestly, my old band Live Set Disaster pretty much sounded like them, but Big Wig was way more talented. Like that,
'em. Okay.
that band is just think Pennywise when Pennywise was on like their not their plateau, but like their when they were huge and like it's just that in
Yeah.
your face, constant fast two step parts.
Yeah.
It's so good, dude. That's a
Yeah.
great band.
All right, so now we're going to go to one half of the main stage, right? So these are bouncing back and forth. I'm going to do one side and then the other. First, we're going to do the Trustkill stage.
Okay.
Opening the Trustkill stage was a band. Do you remember Draw Blood?
No.
I actually saw them open for Backstabbers Inc. at the Pirates Cove in Allentown. Just a run-of-the-mill type hardcore band. I remember their singer used to do reviews for Lamb Goat.
Oh, okay.
Used to review albums for Lamb Goat. After Draw Blood was the AKAs.
Yep, that's a punk band.
Another melodic punk band. After AKAs, everybody's favorite Champion, right?
Yeah,
Right?
Youth Crew.
Yeah, Youth Crew, Free, Pederast comes later. Every Time I Die.
That was back when they were doing fucking
Hot Damn.
songs off of Hot Damn and the EP, which is crushingly good.
Yep. Yeah, I remember. I think I stuck around for that, then I left after them. Himza from the Pacific Northwest, right? John Pettibone.
Yeah, Petty. If you like All That Remains and shit, you'll like that band.
Yep. Remembering Never.
Oh yeah, that was She Looks
This
So
was,
Good in Red Era. Yeah, She Looks So Good in Red.
Or was it Women and Children Die First, 2004?
Yeah, because that was 2002 for the other one. Yep.
Yeah. After Remembering Never, this gets interesting. Mastodon. What is this, Remission Era, Tim? 2004?
Yeah, they used to play with hardcore bands all the time back then.
Which is really kind of wild to think about.
They would tour with like High on Fire all the time and shit like that.
Well, that makes sense. But 2004, they're playing shit off of... I'm looking.
Yeah, it's probably Remission.
Yeah, Remission. Life's Blood.
Which isn't a bad record. I just never got the appeal of Mastodon that much.
I will say Leviathan's a great album. It's a great album.
Duke can riff. He's a douchebag though.
Real life, yeah.
He's one of them dudes that stuck up his own ass. So
yeah, you can tell in the interviews, you're too much. Go the fuck away. So after Mastodon, we have Suffocation from Long Island. Rare, brutal death metal band showing up in this lineup. Strike Anywhere.
Great fucking band.
Sounds like
just melodic hardcore.
Okay.
But more of like the 200, not 200. 200 North is like another 10-yard fight band, but they did a split that's really fucking good.
Okay. After Strike Anywhere was a band, a name I recognize. I can't say I've ever heard them. Spitalfield.
Oh yeah, Victory Records, pop punk, one of the best pop punk bands ever.
Okay. Shadows Fall.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. That was Art of Balance era.
Yeah.
War Within. Stuff. Yeah.
And then the Ataris.
Yep, pop punk on Drive Through Records.
Yep. So on the other side of the stage, opening that stage at 12:40 is Philly favorites All Else Failed.
Oh hell yeah.
Followed by the Red Chord.
Fuck yeah. That was that when they were on
This was
Robotic?
Still yeah, this is before Clients.
Yeah,
so this is fused together in Revolving Doors. Yeah.
Which is one of the best records ever. If you listen to our metalcore episode, that's I think both of us mentioned that record.
Dude, I go back and listen to Clients way more than I realized. Like, that's a great album.
Yeah, that is, to me, I think that they're one of the OG deathcore bands.
After Red Chord, talk about these are the openers. The three openers are All Else Failed, the Red Chord, and Unearth. And this is Stings of Conscience. This is
Oncoming Storm.
Oncoming Storm just came out, the Endless EP, like that. And I remember this set, they crushed it. After Unearth, so it's funny, listen to the bands that got billing over Unearth. Folly, New Jersey's own, right? They were gonna get a draw no matter what. They still draw. It's 2023, they still draw.
Dude, people still go crazy for that band.
Found Dead Hanging, which is Keith and Hell's, the guy who puts the festival together. It's his band, so of course they were gonna play.
They were pretty big in Philly.
Yeah, but ultimately forgettable. ultimately.
Yeah.
After Found Dead Hanging was Terror. So this is Terror off of Lowest to the Low. Can you imagine how fucking bananas that was?
Yeah. I mean, they're bananas these days. So
This is true. And Phil was like 70 years old. As I Lay Dying.
Ocean Between Us era.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, dude.
Norma Jean, and this is when they had the revolving door singers. So this is after Bless the Martyr, Kiss the Child, but before the next album came out.
I forget what it's called, but yeah, that they were two great records in a row.
Yeah. Halifax. I want to say pop punk.
I think they were, yeah.
After Halifax was the Juliana Theory.
Fucking amazing band.
Sick of It All.
Zayo, yeah.
Yep. Sick of It All.
Yeah.
Well, goes without saying. And the Misfits.
Scratch the Surface is a great record. I don't really care for a lot of Sick of It All. I think a lot of it sounds exactly the same, but it's hardcore. But Scratch the Surface is a great fucking record.
Yeah, and they put on a great live show. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
They put on an awesome live show. And closing out the festival, day one was the Misfits. So this is Michael Graves' era Misfits, I believe.
It's just Dig Up Her Bones.
Yeah, the skinny guy. The skinny guy, not Glenn Danzig, not when Jerry Only was singing.
We played a show with them dudes, and they were kind of D-bags.
Not surprising. They're from fucking New Jersey.
We didn't play a show with the original Misfits. It was, another era of it, but they were so up their own ass too. It was just like, come on, bro.
It's Jesus.
And I think we had a bigger draw than them, which is hilarious. So
okay, so let's go to Saturday, Tim. What stage are we start with? Are we going to do the Dinosaur or?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
All right. So starting with the Dinosaur stage, 12 o'clock p.m. And I was at a bunch of these bands. Suffocate Faster, right?
Yeah,
which was down metalcore.
Yeah, that
Midwest, right?
Midwest. Yeah. Oh, I forget where.
I want to say Ohio.
Yeah. Great band.
Reflux. So this is Asha Vildsen from Sumerian Records. This is Tosin Abasi from Animals as Leaders. Bonkers technical metalcore.
Yeah, what's his name? Played bass, didn't he?
Evan Brewer. Yep.
Evan Brewer, yeah.
Man, everybody that came out of that band went on to do amazing shit. It's kind of wild.
Crazy shit, yeah.
After
Animosity was fucking crazy.
Yes.
Dude, that first Animosity record is so fucking good. Holy shit, man. And they were like 17 when they recorded that.
I know, right?
That is one of the most technical records I've ever heard. That has some of the hardest mosh I've ever heard.
Unbelievable. So after Reflux is To the Grave?
To the Grave. That's funny because we had a band in high school that we did our senior project on called To the Grave. But it's obviously not same people. There's a lot. There's a couple bands called To the Grave now.
Yeah, there's a new modern deathcore band called To the Grave.
John Wren sang for To the Grave in our high school thing. I'll let you hear it one day. It's so bad. It's embarrassingly bad.
No,
we were also like 16, 17. So
after To the Grave, Undying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. This is what label were they on? That
Tribunal.
Tribunal, yes.
No, they were on Tribunal. Then they went to either Eulogy or
well, Tribunal was them and Prayer for Cleansing and that Carolina Sound, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I forget what label that. I think it was Eulogy they went to.
Yeah, I think you're right. So after Undying was Only Crime.
I have no clue.
After Only Crime was the Judas Cradle, and I low-key love this album. Love this album.
We had what's his name on from the Judas Cradle and Illustrate a long time ago. I forget his fucking
name.
You
had one of the guys on, one of the guitarists or whatever,
Yeah. No, it was the singer.
Yeah, awesome.
So he was in I think he was in Irate.
He was definitely in something else, but they were a slow, heavy metalcore band, like slow, like Will Haven slow, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the dude from Irate. I just forget his name at the moment.
I definitely caught that set, and I remember being like, "Whoa," because I was so Reflux too, and I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
Yeah, that was after Irate. They went and did Judas Cradle, and then he's in Knights of the Abyss right now, I think, which is really good.
Okay. After Judas Cradle was Malice Aforethought?
I knew no clue.
No. How about Figure 4?
Oh yeah, Figure 4 was members. I think they were a Pittsburgh band, maybe Pittsburgh, Ohio.
Right. Yeah, they played a lot of truck shows.
Yeah. Probably like a straight edge, like hardcore, like tough guy hardcore band.
Yep. After Figure 4 was Misery Index. My God, this must have been like early Misery Index.
So they had the hardcore, and then they threw in the blast beats.
Right. Like Suffocation the day before. It's like, hey, here, enjoy this. After Misery Index is a band I've never heard before. Park.
No clue.
After Park was the Minor Times.
Yeah, that was members of shit, dude. Wasn't that members of Botch?
Couldn't tell you.
People are probably listening like you fucking asshole. But
Screaming at us.
Minor Times had a bunch of people from huge bands.
Yeah, I vaguely remember them being fairly popular, which would explain why they're playing so late in the day. So who plays over the Minor Times? Death Star.
Oh yeah, hardcore, straight edge hardcore.
Yeah, straight edge hardcore from weren't they Christian?
Yeah, they might have been on what's that Christian label?
Oh, I forgot. Symphony in Peril was on there. Nodes of Ranvier.
Yeah. Fucking
what was
Winter
the name
Solstice.
Of that? Yep. Looking Forward was on there.
Yeah, what the hell was that fucking label called? Face Down.
Face Down. That's it. Yeah. So after Death Star was Dead to Fall. And this is my only time I ever got to see them, and they were fucking great. They were great. Tim Java was drumming for them, I think. Dude was really trying to hit those double bass runs, and it wasn't happening, but he was doing his best. And I remember the chorus was "Everything I Eat Tastes Like Pizza." That was the chorus that they sang in that song.
I'll tell you what, though, Java is an incredible drummer nowadays.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Dude, he was like 15 when they did that album. They were all so young.
An incredible drummer. I love that dude. He's so fucking cool to talk to.
He seemed awesome when you guys interviewed him. And, not for nothing, I still listen to that album. That first album is great. It's great. So let's go over to the Hot Topic stage.
Remind me when we're done to tell you about Java's other band, because you're going to want to hear it. It's good.
Okay. The Hot Topic stage, Drive Without. After Drive Without was a band that I love, and I can't believe I missed this set. Let It Die from Detroit, straight up Hatebreed worship. Do you remember them? They were on Thorpe Records, I think.
Yeah, they sounded literally like Hatebreed.
Yeah. By the way, he just put out a book. I think we should get him on.
Let's do it.
After Let It Die was a band that I just couldn't stand. Horse the Band.
Oh God, yeah. Ugh.
After Horse the Band was Blacklisted.
Philly.
Again, think about Blacklisted playing at 145. It's kind of wild considering how big they got. After Blacklisted was Comeback Kid.
Yep, Canada.
After Comeback Kid, No Redeeming Social Value, a New York mainstay.
Dude, Dean is one of the coolest fucking dudes ever. I don't care what anyone says. One of the nicest dudes ever.
They were everywhere. And then after them was Embrace Today.
Yeah.
I love that. Soldiers is an amazing album. The one after that was god awful, but Soldiers was a monster.
It is a great record.
DRI.
Yeah. Another huge old band.
Yeah, like the same vein as MOD or Suicidal.
Yeah, we opened for them at the Troc one night.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's wild. After DRI, before they were big, Between the Buried and Me.
Oh, dude, that was what record was that? 2000.
Silent Circus.
Their Silent Circus was 2002. So that was shit. I don't care what anyone says. Them first two Between Bear Me records are fucking masterpieces.
So 2004 for them was
it Colors?
No, Colors was out in 2007. So it was the self-titled and the Silent Circus.
Oh, so they didn't even put out a record yet.
Nope. Well, they had the Silent Circus on Victory.
Okay.
Yeah,
masterpiece.
I remember catching this set and being like, "Oh my god, this is boring." So between DRI, which is really really fast punk, and Between the Buried and Me, which is kind of wankery metal, we had Nothing Left to Mourn.
Oh, that was
Pat from Fit for an Autopsy.
Yes, yeah,
his original band, tough guy hardcore band.
Great stuff though.
After Nothing Left to Mourn was Beloved.
Yeah.
Was that what's his name from Nails? Was that the band he was in?
I can't remember. I don't even remember what they sound like. I know them though. Are they an LA band?
I don't know. We definitely need to do more homework.
This is the fun part of it though.
Yeah. So after Beloved was the World Inferno Friendship Society. Do you remember them, Tim?
No fucking clue.
So they had a full-on brass section. They were like Zoot Suit Daddies. They had 3 backup chick singers, and they had a brass section and horns, and it was kind of like a ska punk band. It's kind of wild, dude. Look them up on YouTube. It's kind of funny. After them was Prayer for Cleansing.
Oh, come on, dude.
So these next 3 are like a literal murderer's row. It was Prayer for Cleansing, For the Love of, and Drowning Man.
Yo, that For the Love of This Is Hardcore set was so fucking good. God damn, dude.
They went on to do something else, right? Wasn't that guys from Burnt by the Sun or something? Where did they end up?
I can't remember. Did you see that This Is Hardcore set?
No, I don't think I went that year.
Ooh.
Or maybe I did and I bolted. So that was the basketball stage. Now let's go to the 2 main stages. So the first one we have here, opening up the show itself, was we'll do the Trust Kill stage. How about that, Tim? We're going to start off with The Killing.
Oh yeah, The Killing. They were a pretty big band.
I don't remember what they sound like. Not even remotely.
Dude, this lineup is fucking crazy, dude.
When you think about it, yeah. So after The Killing was Scars of Tomorrow, which I thought they had 3 great albums. Then my taste changed. But yeah, Rope Tied to the Trigger and the one after that were great.
They kind of reminded me of the way Throwdown went after.
Yes. Great comparison. After Scars of Tomorrow was Roses Are Red.
Oh yeah. That's that was another like a melodic hardcore band. I forget who was in that. That was members of like so many bands too.
After Roses Are Red, man, we kept the name going here. Love Is Red. Do you remember them? Because I fucking love that album.
Yeah, that 2005 record they put out is so fucking good.
That was so good.
That came out on, dude. I think that came out on Eulogy as well.
It's either Eulogy or Stillborn. Weren't they on Stillborn?
They may have been. Though you can't say that word though.
No. Well, I just looked it up, and it has. No, this isn't the right band. They're talking about some melodic hardcore band from Florence, Alabama. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
They were a melodic hardcore band.
So who am I thinking of?
Yeah, Love Is Red was definitely a melodic hardcore band.
Why am I thinking of a different band?
You're probably thinking of one that you're going to mention right now.
No, I'm thinking of Love Is Red, The Hardest Fight.
Yeah, The Hardest Fight. Yep.
That was them?
Yep.
That's melodic hardcore?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
It was like, it wasn't like a straight up like that hardcore beat you're thinking of. It was more of like a With Honor band.
Yes, With Honor. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Rob McFeeters, the vocalist, was a Lamb Goat shit poster.
Who wasn't back in the day?
I mean, everybody. Jesus, there are people still shit posting on Lamb Goat. We're 30 years in. So after.
Best part about Lamb Goat is it's people that know these bands that just talk shit. That's the best part.
Yes. After Love Is Red we got 2 New Jersey bands back to back. First up is The Banner.
Yep.
Who still tour and still draw. Then we have Joe Hardcore's Shattered Realm.
Was he playing in back then?
I don't know. 2004?
I don't think he was.
Maybe not. After that was Evergreen Terrace. I definitely caught this
fucking
set.
Great band.
And I caught the Love Is Red set too, and Scars of Tomorrow. I remember that. Blood for Blood, which is kind of wild. They played the main stage. Playing at 5:35, a band that does not deserve this slot. Shout out to Car Severson. I'm sorry, man. Nora.
Yeah.
And after Nora was Zayo.
That was that Liberate?
Ooh, 2004?
Or was that self-titled? Liberate, I think came out way earlier, probably 2001.
This was The Funeral of God.
Oh shit, okay.
So Parade of Chaos, self-titled. Yeah, Jesus. After Zayo, we have Under Oath. I definitely caught this set. This is before the Artist in the End, before the one with the chick with the.
This is They're Only Chasing Safety.
Yes, which is a fantastic album. The one after that goes downhill from there. After Under Oath was E-Town.
Oh fuck yeah,
E-Town Concrete.
And not a new metal band, people.
No, get over it. And closing out this stage was Andrew WK, who was
you love that set.
Oh my God, that album is I Get Wet. It's a perfect album. So the other half of this stage, we have Odd Project opening it. You remember them, Tim?
No.
Okay. And how about No Hollywood Ending?
No clue.
Okay. All right. So fuck those two bands. The rest, these are all bands we recognize. So first up, we have Bury Your Dead. This is Matt Brusso singing for them off the first album. Martyr AD.
Oh yeah.
Then you have Until the End without Mean Pete singing, and it wasn't great.
It was without him?
No, it was the album they did after him, The American Dream or whatever. It was not.
Oh shit, okay.
It's not great.
And you would think Remembering Never was there that he would have done that set.
But at this point, he'd already left that band, so I guess there was
Okay.
whatever. After that was The Hope Conspiracy, obviously a monster set. Stretch Armstrong, monster set. Your favorite from Europe, Caliban.
Ah, fucking love him. Did you see him?
Who was playing at that time? At 5:15, it was either Caliban or Nothing
Like
Left to
that's a
Mourn,
band where I
or
think like you had to have seen because they're just
yeah, you know what? I
then,
definitely
man.
caught some of it.
I think that was when the opposite of Within came out, and god damn that
Yeah,
record's good.
yeah, that was definitely that era. After Caliban was Avail,
Yeah, never cared for them.
Bane,
Never cared for Bane.
same. Agnostic Front.
Yeah.
Now Mest.
What?
Mest was the name of the
Okay.
band. And then Kill Switch Engage. I
Shit,
am
2004. That's that
And,
was Howard, wasn't it?
yeah, but it was right when Howard took over off the first album, I think.
Wow.
I think I left after E-Town. I definitely left after E-Town.
Even back in the day when you were young, you were cruising out early.
Well, dude, I mean, I'd seen Kill Switch already. I really had no interest in seeing. I didn't want to see Andrew WK for whatever reason. I love that album, but I never had any interest in seeing him live. Stupid me. Because when he came through Philly when they did the reunion set for I Get Wet, I got fucking wasted and locked Robin Cleary out of their townhouse, out of their bro home. It was kind of nuts. But yeah, at this point, I was gone. That was a hell of a day.
I thought you seen the Andrew WK set.
No, I didn't see him at Hellfest. I saw him at the TLA. So now we're going on to the last day. And I remember back then it was like, yo, I don't know if I can make it 3 days. I got to go home early if I can. And some of these bands I'd seen already, so it wasn't a big deal. All right, so we'll start off with the Dinosaur stage. Opening up Sunday is Last Perfection. You remember them, Tim?
I do, but I don't remember what they sound like.
They were metalcore. They were pretty talented. Again, the drummer and the drummer's wife were Lamb Goat Shit posters. After Last Perfection, we had a run of bands that I remember sitting around for. So Wings of Scarlet.
Hell yeah.
Right? Awesome vegan metalcore. Forever is Forgotten.
Yeah.
Which is that Dillinger-ish type skronky Midwest type stuff, upper Midwest. With Dead Hands Rising.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, that first album is still great.
That was what's his name? From Dead to Fall.
Tim Java.
Yeah, that was Java.
Yep. I remember those three sets being absolutely amazing. Then we had Stabbed by Words.
That's a horrible name.
Yeah, it is horrible. Psyopus. You remember them?
Yeah, they were like a technical metalcore band.
Yeah, wankery. The Flat Earth Society.
Ugh, no clue.
The Autumn Offering. I remember them. They were a metalcore band. I have that CD somewhere.
Ohio, yeah. Dude went on to play in Mushroom Head. Yep.
The Acacia Strain. This set was bananas. The mosh pit actually spilled out. Yep. They were so loud and so low. It spilled out into the hallway. It was insane. And Dry Kill Logic.
Which is crazy that they were on that.
Yeah.
So I guess we could say the only new metal band that was on this whole set
was Dry Kill Logic.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So now let's go to the basketball era stage. So we have Stars Turn Cold.
No clue.
Breath of Silence.
Vaguely remember.
No, not a chance. Then we have A Perfect Murder, who was awesome. Canada, 3 guitarists. That first album is great.
Heavy as fuck, yeah.
Yeah. Zombie Apocalypse.
That was
which is
Shia Halud.
Matt Fox or Shia Halud.
Yep.
End Well.
Yeah, that was another I think were they a face down band as well? I think they're from Jersey actually,
Okay.
or like Staten Island or something like that.
So tri-state area. After Unwell was Misery Signals with Jesse. This was awesome. After Misery Signals was A Life Once Lost, and this is where Doug was checking. He was tuning, and he said, "I need more bass in the monitors and less dudes with chicks' haircuts in front of me."
Yeah,
It was hysterical.
that was shit a great artist error.
Yeah. Time out. Let me get a sip.
Were they still playing were they still playing stuff off the demo and shit back then?
Mm-mm.
So they just went straight Meshuggah and said fuck it.
Yeah.
I guess we'll ask Bob that when we get him on.
We'll ask Bob when he comes on. Planes Mistaken for Stars.
Great fucking band.
What is that? Emo?
Yeah, it's like another like Florida emo-ish metal, like the emo-ish like hardcore band, Glass Eater kind of stuff.
Okay. After that, we have the Bronx, who are still
I
touring and
fucking
still
hated that
drawing.
band.
Unbelievable. The Promise,
Yeah.
which fucking great. Syracuse Hardcore, Another Victim. Busky, the bassist, went on to play for Terror. He does graphic design now. Kind of wild.
Wasn't that members of Santa Sangre?
Santa Sangre. Yep.
Yeah.
Fear Before the March of Flames.
Yeah, that's
never got into them.
Not me either. I did. They were members of like all them bands too. Like wasn't it like a Chariot and stuff like that.
I think so. They were definitely from that. They were definitely from that scene. What was the name of the album? Whenever I close my eyes, I see the cover for Art Damage. They're billed on Wikipedia as an experimental rock band.
Okay. Sure.
All right. I remember enjoying Art Damage, it being really weird. They were Equal Vision. Equal Vision.
That's the other label. Equal Vision.
Yes.
I know it began with an E.
Mathcore. Yes, Mathcore. And they, their first album was Odd How People Shake. It was like kind of like the Chemical Brothers album cover. They it was more indie, like, I don't know, indie fucking post-hardcore. From a Second Story Window.
I fucking love that band.
Describe them, Tim, for somebody who hasn't heard them.
Brutal metalcore shit. Very mosh centric. Singing choruses. The Gothenburg verses. Really good band.
Okay.
You should really check out some of their stuff. I'll send you the record. That's really good. I think it's on streaming. It's really good.
Cool. Then we have Marauder. Right, goes without saying, New York's finest. Like everything ties back to Marauder.
Yo, Master Killer is so good.
It is a good album. Like, it's a really
the
good
riffs in that record. God damn, dude.
25 to Life, Rick to Life before he went totally insane. I remember catching this set and being like, my God, this is so sloppy. blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then the infamous Bad Luck 13 Riot Extravaganza set where they're throwing garbage cans and light bulbs and they tipped over bleachers, and it was literally like a prison riot.
Didn't they lock the doors?
They didn't lock the doors, but there were multiple people walking around saying, yo, don't go on the floor for that. Don't go on the floor for that.
Yeah, they were like cutting themselves with bottles and shit.
Yeah, and there was like fluorescent light bulb tubes being thrown around, garbage cans. They flipped the bleachers at one point. There is a video somewhere of it, I think on YouTube. But the funny thing was, so the day after the festival, like, you go on like Lambgoat, which at the time that's where everybody was talking, right? It was Lambgoat, it was Bridge 9, but this wasn't a Bridge 9 festival. There was not like all, nerdy dudes and like fucking peg jeans. And there were the rumors were like, yo, they were hitting people with bats. And I remember
barbed wire bats. Yeah.
There was a story that they were throwing saw blades into the audience, and somehow that meme morphed into the idea of a wolf blade. It was a spinning blade with a wolf on it. So there was some poster whose screen name was Wolf Blade, and he would show up in random threads and go, spins. It sounds terrible when I say it out loud, but yeah, it was kind of funny. But yeah, find this video on YouTube. It's out there.
Have you ever did you hear the Ill Street episode where I had on two dudes from Bad Luck and we were talking about that set?
I don't remember.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, please do. And they closed out that set, and everybody ran. Oh, they did pull a pig's head out and threw it into the audience.
Doesn't surprise me.
Which is funny because one of the headlining bands we're going to get to, the pig's head was being passed around, like crowd surfed. And the singer made a remark and said, I thought this was a vegan festival. Like, he made a joke about it.
That's fucking hilarious.
So let's go to the main stages. So let's close out the show. So the main stage is opening the one main stage, the Hopeless stage, is 1,000 Falling Skies.
Don't remember.
After they were a metalcore band, I think. After them was from Kanai from Kanai.
Oh, Kane, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Port Slob, and I don't think it was him at that point playing bass. It was probably Crowflyer. But yeah, they were pretty good. That first album was really enjoyable.
Yeah. Same vein as like Winter Solstice kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
really good stuff.
In tune metalcore, we'll call them. How about For Dire Life's Sake?
Oh, fuck yeah. Great fucking band.
Sounds like
Metalcore. More on like the chaotic side.
okay. Then we have Alexis on Fire.
Great fucking band. Them records back then were great.
What is it?
It's hard to explain. They're like a
Screamo-ish stuff.
People would call them screamo. Yeah, think of people that call screamo like a Atreyu kind of stuff, but like more on the rock side, more on like where Thrice was kind of at that time.
Okay.
But heavier, like more screaming.
Got it. After them was Alexis on Fire.
Yeah, that's what you just said. Yep.
Oh, is that who I just said? Jesus. No, I thought I just said For Dire Life's Sake.
Yeah, you did, but you it's fine. Go ahead.
Are they the same band? What did they
No.
sound differently?
No, you just said Alexa's on fire, all right? It's all right.
So who's the
They're the
Screamo-ish
ones
band?
that I said were on like the Thrice kind of tip.
Got it. Okay. Jesus. After that was Walls of Jericho. So this is all Hail the Dead era. Walls of Jericho.
Fucking love that band.
Most Precious Blood.
Yeah, man. Was that
Our
one?
Lady,
What's his name?
Our Lady of Annihilation. Yeah, Fusco. Yep.
Yeah, Fusco. Yeah, there you go.
Then we have I'm sorry, Shai Hulud, where I
You don't like them?
I love that first album. Chad Hulud, love that first album.
Yeah,
never got into Gear.
I don't
got into Gear.
I don't think anybody knows who was in that band. The dude from Newfound Glory and all that shit.
Right, he was 14 touring with fucking Disembodied. But I mean, I love that first album, and I shouldn't take away from Shai Hulud. Their sets were always bananas.
Oh, yeah,
for whatever reason, their sets were bananas.
That Ills of Modern Man record is great, man.
Just not something for me. After them
Set
was
Your Body Ablaze. What? That's a great track.
After Shai Hulud was Bleeding Through, they got a huge reaction, right?
This was Portrait of a Goddess.
Actually, is it This Is Love, This Is Murderous? I think it
might
have been Murderous.
I keep thinking we're talking about 2002. Yeah.
But yeah, they were doing barrel rolls across the stage, and it was nuts.
Brandon Chipetti is no longer straight edge. He was drinking a beer on Garza's podcast the other day.
Is he?
He was drinking a Dos Equis.
He's ripped as shit, though. I wouldn't talk shit to that guy.
Hell no.
No, he'd rip my arms off and beat
like a gym rat. No, I would love to get him on.
Yeah, he'd probably be a fun chat. After this was probably the set that might have stole the show was Dillinger Escape Plan.
That's
bonkers. This is bonkers
Dimitri,
era.
Right?
Yes. This is Pucciato. This is bonkers era when they left it all on the floor. And closing out,
that's another dude we have to get on the podcast is Dimitri somehow.
We'll find him.
That would be great.
And closing out the entire show was Fear Factory, and they're the ones Burton's owner said, "I thought this was a vegan festival when they were passing the pig head around."
I thought that was Bad Luck.
No, Bad Luck brought the pig head. Somehow it made its way from their stage to the main stage.
Oh, did you see Fear Factory?
No, I was gone by this point. I'd already seen them like 7 times. I'm like, yo, I'm tired. I got to get out of here. Plus, I had to drive back to South Jersey the next day.
Did you? So you missed some bands, though.
Yeah, I caught Dillinger.
No. I mean, like you missed some bands to talk about here. You missed Converge.
Well, I haven't done that's the last stage.
Oh, you're okay. You got
one stage left, buddy. Come on.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the Trust Kill stage. So this is the other half of the main stage, which starts off with it. You want to talk about 2 bands to easily get confused back to back. If Hope Dies, sounds like
As Hope Dies.
It Dies Today.
Fucking, I don't care what anyone says. I love that band.
Is this the Caitiff Choir?
Yep.
Hard pass. Bear vs. Shark.
Ugh.
Is this like Horse the Band type shit, right?
Kinda, yeah. Ugh. Garbage.
Death Threat. Right.
Great fucking band.
Connecticut hardcore. Sworn Enemy.
That was back when shit was on popping for them.
Yeah, yeah. This was
That was
the
when
stillborn
Lorenzo
days.
was
Yeah.
playing guitar. Yeah,
Yeah, right. Death by Stereo.
I fucking love that band.
Really?
Fucking so they're so good. That newest
Uh
record they put out is so fucking catchy.
okay. Death by Stereo, then Throwdown.
Shit, was that Haymaker days?
This is Haymaker, I think.
Wow.
Or yeah, this is Haymaker. And then it was Converge.
Mm.
And I remember Jacob Bannon getting up and saying, "How many of you downloaded our new album?" Because at this point it was what came after Jane Doe? You Fail Me.
Oh, you found me. Yeah.
He said, "How many of you downloaded our new album?" And a whole bunch of people were like, "Ah!" And he went, "Fuck you!" And he went right into the set. It was kind of wild. But yeah, they were there. And then headlining that side of the stage was Life of Agony,
Yeah.
which I mean, they can still put a show together. So yeah,
Yeah.
man, it was. I remember being completely overwhelmed. If I knew, if I knew then what I knew now, and take this as a hint to any young bucks who are getting ready to go to a festival, go check out the bands you have no idea who they are and who you've never seen before.
Yeah.
Do not worry about seeing bands that you have already seen, because I can tell you I saw the Red Chord, and I saw I didn't see Terror, but I saw Every Time I Die, and I missed other shit like Burnt by the Sun. I missed like early Pig Destroyer. I missed early fucking Misery Index, Suffocation. Like I missed that stuff. So if you're gonna go to a big festival like this, like Sick New World or like Psycho Las Vegas or anything, make sure you check out the bands you have no idea who they are, because that's where you're going to find the stuff that you're really there's usually a bunch of gems buried in there.
Yeah. You're gonna hear the shit later and be like, "Fuck, I had the chance to see that."
And
That's
now
the worst part about like going to a bunch of shows back in the day where you're like, "Fuck, that band played. I love that band. How come I didn't watch them?"
uh-huh. You know how many times I've looked back and I'm like, oh my God, like I missed
It's
who? I missed
it's
who?
it's kind of like when I seen, well, I mean, I seen them, but it's kind of like when I seen Origin with Candiria, and I was just like, everybody was just looking at each other like, what the fuck is going
Dude,
on?
how did you
It's like,
Origin?
who's this band
Yeah.
that's just blast beating the entire time, and everybody's just standing there like that was like the first horseshoe I ever seen. Like everybody was just standing back, like, what the fuck?
Still one of my favorite bands. Now I'm trying to find the actual spread up. Um
I wish YouTube wasn't such a cocksucker. We could fucking play like sets from these things to show people, but of course you can't because you'll get killed. YouTube will literally come to my house and fucking slice my
yeah,
throat.
they're terrible.
You played a second of that? That's we need that. No monetization for you.
Nope. I'm trying to find. I know I had a copy of that, but it was like, so for those that don't remember or weren't around, so this Hellfest was huge. It was massive. Aside from the screw up without getting rights for the DVD, there was a shit ton of people there. So the story moves on to 2005. This is the Paper Street Soap Company. This is Keith and Hell from Architects and Found Dead Hanging out of Mount Holly. It's actually funny enough, it was down the street from my apartment at the time. We were going to go firebomb it. We were so mad. He sets up Hellfest 2005. It's going to be at what was at the time the Sovereign Bank Arena, which is like a smaller tier arena in Trenton. They had a school bus that had like the Hellfest logo on the side that they were driving around. And for whatever reason, it got completely fucked up. They didn't have insurance, and they ended up canceling it literally, I think, the day before the festival was supposed to go.
Which is fucking bananas.
I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday where they announced that it was canceled. And then somebody, funnily enough, crashed the bus into the arena, which is it's a great coda to that story. But if you go back and you go to Lamb Goat and you type Hellfest 2005, there's a whole bunch of pages. Basically, Lamb Goat was the control room where everybody set up, okay, well, there's a whole bunch of bands traveling in. Can we set up some shows? What venues are available to have some shows? And this is actually where Philly hardcore shows like Joe Hardcore and Chris Striegel, this is where they got their start, because they went around and said, okay, well, we can do these bands here and these bands here, because Philly is not too far from Trenton. It's about an hour. So I'm trying to find where is the
Oh, that's where they got like their start and stuff.
That because they booked a whole ton of shows for the bands that were traveling in or were getting ready to show, and they said, okay, well, we'll put you up here. And I remember
Well, Joe was doing shows at Kill Time and shit too. So
yeah, but this is where they really, I think this is where they realized that, hey, we can actually do this. So I remember sitting on South Street with little Bobby and seeing the Most Precious Blood walk by because they were in Philly. So so look at these failover shows, right? So that Friday at the church, right? The Friday of that HELLFEST 2005. Coalesce, Turmoil, Cursed, and All Else Failed.
Jesus Christ.
Right? That Friday in Sayreville at the Starland Ballroom. Unearth, Chimera, God Forbid, Madball, 6 Feet Under, Nora, The Banner, If Hope Dies.
Wow.
Fucking insane.
That is crazy.
That Saturday up in Massachusetts was 100 Demons, Death Before Dishonor, Colin of Arabia, Donnybrook, Dying for It, 42nd Love Story. Another monster show. That Saturday in Kingston, PA, which is, I guess, west of Philly.
Yeah.
Tim. Coalesce, Curl Up and Die, Fall River.
Jesus Christ.
That Saturday at the Truck, and this show I actually think I went to. This was Throwdown, Most Precious Blood, The Red Cord, Remembering Never, The Agony Scene, Scars of Tomorrow, Gym Class Heroes, Necktie, The Warriors. Look, think about that show. Guess how much that show was, Tim?
$10.
$13. $13. That is insane. That Unearthed show is $12. The Coalesce show is $12. Then we had Lifetime in 108. Played a different show in Philly. In Boston on Saturday was Backstabbers Inc., Draw Blood, Purity's Failure, Shanghai Valentine, Snake Mountain, and Goat Island. Do you remember Purity's Failure?
I don't.
I do. Good stuff. That Sunday in Asbury Park was Lifetime, The Bouncing Souls, and The Loved Ones at the Pony. That must have been fucking nuts because the Bouncing Souls can draw, Lifetime can draw in Jersey at the Pony, right?
So they basically just called every fucking venue and was like, here's the bands we have.
Any venue that could take a show, I think they slotted it in. That Sunday at Obsessions up in Randolph, New Jersey. Silverstein, Haste the Day, Evergreen Terrace, Scary Kids, Scaring Kids, Roses Are Red, Kane Hodder.
God damn.
And there was supposed to be a show on Sunday in Hackettstown at a skate shop that was canceled. Sunday at the Truck. Here we go. Look What I Did, At All Cost, Horse the Band, Bedlight for Blue Eyes, Comeback Kid, Emery, Norma Jean, From Autumn to Ashes, Rise Against.
Jesus Christ.
$15.
Rise Against.
Mm-hmm.
Look how big they got.
I'm almost beside myself. And then in Lemoyne, PA, at the Championship Bar, it was Champion, Modern Life is War, Betrayed, and The Trade.
Yeah, Modern Life is War, great band.
Yeah, so I remember it falling apart. And honestly, I don't think Rob bought our tickets, so I don't think he ever got his money back. I probably owe him like $150. But I remember
he's gonna come looking for that shit.
I remember the Thursday before looking at my bank account, Tim. And this is when Kim and I first started dating. I wasn't really making money. I was kind of a bum. I'm looking at my bank account and I had like $80 in it. And I'm like, yo, how am I gonna make it this weekend? Like
credit cards.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna live off my credit cards. But when you look at the lineup, right? So let's look at that lineup. If I can find it. All right, so it was supposed to be 5 stages. Jesus, that's what they got a little nuts here. So it was supposed to be 108, A Hero from 1,000 Paces, Acacia Strain, Anti-Flag, Armor for Sleep, Between the Buried and Me, Blacklisted, Bold, Reunion Set, Bouncing Souls, The Casualties, Champion, The Chariot, Converge, Cryptopsy.
Wow.
Curl Up and Die, Dead to Fall, The Early November, Emmanuel, Fall River, Ghost of the Saltwater Machines. Remember them?
Yeah.
Ghosts of War, Good Clean Fun, Gym Class Heroes, Hate Breed, Hidden in Plain Sight, If Hope Dies. Long Since Forgotten, Madball, Mean Season Reunion.
Wow.
Misery Signals, Nile, Pig Destroyer, Ramallah, The Receiving End of Sirens.
Great band.
The Red Cord, Remembering Never, Rise Against, Shadow Realm, Sigadol, Silverstein, Sinai Beach, Face Down Records.
Hell yeah.
Stretch Armstrong, Suffocation Terror, The End, This Day and Age, Undermined, Winter Solstice with Honor Youth of Today.
Oh, Youth of Today. There you go.
What a surprise. They're still playing. They're still playing. And then I think they ended up adding a bunch more bands. They added As I Lay Dying, Bludgeon, Bullet for My Valentine, Embrace the End, terrible. FC5, The Fire Still Burns, Killswitch Engage, Makoto, No Redeeming Social Value, Over It, Painted Black, Rumpelstiltskin Grinder, Scary Kids, Scaring Kids, The Showdown, and Zayo. So I also remember that the big drama around this is a bunch of the bands wanted guarantees. So the reason why supposedly, and this made its way through Lamb Goat and the Room Mill and all that, the reason why nobody ever got any money back was because none of the bands returned their guarantees. So the bands took their guarantees and said that was that. And I remember everybody was shitting on Public Enemy got a lot of money. Hatebreed got a lot of money. Killswitch got a lot of money. And it's like, I remember a lot of people were really pissed. Like, yo, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, you got to think how much money is involved in a festival that big, though. It's got to be in the millions, right?
Well, you figure.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. You figure
a band that's opening like a side stage probably gets paid what, like $200, if that.
So let's see. Trenton, New Jersey capacity. So the Sovereign Bank Arena holds 8,000. Let's say you booked half that, 4,000. That's still 400 grand at $100 a pop.
Definitely, yeah. So I mean, it's Hatebreed's getting what, 20K?
They probably got, I think at that point, 2004, they probably got 10 to 15K. The rumor was they got like 15K. Killswitch got 20. Public Enemy got like 45 grand or something like that. And all the bands that had guarantees didn't like kept the guarantees, and fans got screwed. Which honestly, I think that's kind of fucking terrible, because if you look at the Bamboozled, Tim, I already got my money back.
Yeah.
I got my money back for that show. And I'm sorry, but you don't get your fucking guarantee back if the show gets canceled. Granted, we fucked it up, and there's probably something in the clause or the rider or whatever, that the clause that said, the contract said, if we cancel, we owe you money. But like, yo, how are you going to be like fucking Hatebreed and take money knowing that there's all these kids who spent not an insignificant amount of money? And
you got to think too of the people that flew out, and
yeah, there were a lot of people all over Lamb going like, yo, are you fucking kidding me?
That's the brutal part. It's like you fly out from like, say, like Belgium or something, and you're like, what am I doing in
California,
Trenton?
right? Even if you're flying out of California, right? Like, that's not flight, hotels, all that. I remember there were people being on Lamb going like, yo, I'm about to get on the plane. You got to be fucking kidding me. Like, I leave in an hour. You got to be kidding me.
Imagine the people that came from like Germany and they're just sitting in Trenton.
Oh my God, I'd kill myself.
You come out there and you're like, well, what the fuck is this? Yeah, let's just go right back.
Yeah, get back on the plane, dude. Let's get out of here. I remember the one Hellfest DVD, there's somebody yelling at Simon Brody because Drowning Man missed. He's like, I flew from Australia to see Drowning Man. Simon, you dick. Yeah, so all in all, do you think this was the high watermark for music festivals at that time, Tim? 2004, like Hellfest 2004, was that like did it all go downhill from there?
Yeah, because you really didn't see festivals in that manner with that genre till what? 2000. I mean, what was the first This Is Hardcore? That was
2006, I think.
6, right? So you really didn't see festivals in that manner till, yeah, what? I mean, yeah, it's a year later, but like nowadays you have LDB and all that shit. So I mean, yeah, I can't say it's a downfall because like a year later Joe does This Is Hardcore, so it's hard to say.
Right.
But in that genre of metalcore, hardcore and shit, like Hellfest is, yeah, that's the fest. Like everybody wants to play This Is Hardcore, everybody wants to play Sound and Fury, whatever it's called. Back then everybody wants to play Hellfest. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's the high watermark at that point.
I think that was the biggest show. It was the biggest name. Everybody was jazzed about it. They were pulled, like you said, when we went through the lineups, it's hardcore, it's metal, it's pop punk. There was there was thrash, there was slam, there was a whole bunch of other stuff. And
that's the cool thing about what we talked about on the last episode too. Like the merging of the genres back then was amazing because it's like that's how I think you drew so many people because it's like, oh, I want to see Spitalfield, but I don't know really many of the other bands, but I'm going to go for them, and then you end up making a fan out of other bands because just being there, which is great because
yep.
I remember that's how I found so many bands back in the day. You just watch a band, you go, wow, they're really good. You buy a CD, you buy a shirt, done. So the bands are fucking making bucks off of that, which is great.
Yeah.
These days, it's, you know, like you go see Undeath, it's phobophilic like you went to, and it's all the same kind of shit. But like when you start mixing, it's good because, you know, when Bob was doing shows at Palanca Park, it's like you always had like, it was Lamb of God, Caliban, The End. Like it was a lot of cool bands and people that's how that scene grew. So
yes, there are a lot of mixed bill. I remember ISIS being on stuff and me going, "What the fuck is ISIS doing on this show?" But
yeah.
But I mean that was. I mean, we've been blowing this all the time. Old guys yelling at the clouds. But I mean, that was the fun stuff. Is you could go and see a band that you were not expecting. You had no idea if you'd like them or not. And then yeah,
definitely, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, everybody, I hope you got some fun out of that. It was kind of interesting for me and Tim to relive those old days. Shout out to my buddy Rob, who's my partner in crime, who went to all these shows with me. I dragged him with me everywhere. Shout out to my buddy Coquelet, who I missed. I missed the first day of HELLFEST to go to his wedding. I went solo.
Fuck that guy.
I didn't get lucky at all. And then he ended up getting divorced. So I definitely wasted.
Of course
I
did.
definitely wasted that trip. But
I'll tell you what, I wish I knew you back then because I was way more willing to go to every show. I used to go to shows every weekend at that part of my life. So I would have went with you.
I will, and I'll be honest, dude, I missed out on a lot of shows because I would never go by myself. I never wanted to go by myself.
That's a weird endeavor.
But now I've kind of gotten comfortable with it where I'm the weird old guy with the fucking beard in the back and all the gray hair. And I just hang out, watch my shit and go home and, you know, whatever. So hope everybody enjoyed that. Dig in. There's a couple of HELLFEST DVDs out there. Look at the lost footage that Sonny from Hate 56 has posted. Dillinger Escape Plan sets out there. There's a bunch of other clips from a bunch of other sets floating around. So definitely check that out. And go see live music. It's not the same off fucking Spotify. It's not the same when you buy it off Bandcamp. Go see the band live. And even if they're terrible, you at least can say, yo, what? I went and I saw them and they were fucking terrible. But at least you got an experience to talk about.
I'll tell you what, man, that Finch Saves the Day show really, really put a fire under my ass. That was a great show, man.
Yes. Yeah. I was in a good mood. I was in a good mood for a week, man. Just the everybody there was having a good time. I woke up the next morning. I was hoarse. Kim was like, why are you hoarse? I'm like, because I spent 50 minutes singing along at full volume to a band I love.
Yeah, I woke up the next day, went to work. Well, actually, I dropped off a health certificate at the health department. I was reeking like booze the whole time. It was great. It was a great time, man. Seriously.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, all right. Until next, Jesus, hiccups. Until next time, _podcast. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. newbreedpodcast@gmail.com. Find us on our Facebook group. We're getting kind of wild. More and more people are signing up. We're getting a lot of people talking. And again, we're talking new metal and music from two guys who were actually there, except no imitations. Until next time, this is New Breed Podcast saying cheers.
Later.